Map for this one is going to be Dust 2, Ben, and there's a reason for that.
Yes, so we're using the same system that Pro League technically uses.
Yes.
So you give a list of your team maps in preference.
At the start of the season?
Yeah, start of the season. Just one. You only have to do it once, and that's an unfortunate start for Robin. You do it once, and that's it. Unfortunately, CeX did not do it.
No.
So that means Endpoint get technically their most favoured map, arguably, here.
Which is a map they can be very effective on. Dust 2 always provides some interesting games, but we are into the action now, and it's a mid to B, straight towards the site. Nuke Dog, we said he can be effective, Ben, but he's popping off with a pistol. Already 2 frags found.
And the player actually at Car hasn't actually doing anything at all yet. Murky's still alive here. Finally challenged. Nuke Dog, he's on for an ace here, but I don't know how long he lives.
Yeah, this is wild. Finally goes down. Luckily, his Max will be able to punish him, but it's Max left in a 1 versus 2. However, Max normally wins these, doesn't he?
He's got no armor, but fortunately for him, Rezu did not purchase, so he doesn't have armor either.
Yeah, Rezu's kept full cash into this one.
I'm going to assume that was a mistake.
Yeah, you can only imagine so. Max now gets the bomb down, though, just playing around the site. Going to be able to pull back. They both go for the push through door, but no one gets the kill. He gets the dink, man.
99 damage.
Oh.
Literally just like what meters, millimeters, you know, just tiny little bit. Imagine his confidence if he gets that kill there.
If you get that first frag, you get that.
Swing left,
you take no damage, you're behind box, you're in a one-on-one versus Rezu, who had invested into nothing. Somehow that's paid off for him.
Yeah, he gets 2 kills in the round to save the day. So Endpoint getting that plant does mean they can go for a buy next run if they want to. But you can see the pistol buys here is kind of lowering that buy. You might see them potentially going for another eco in the future here, but Nuke Dog ready with an M4. 2 MP5s in play now as well. So we were talking about that one because we've been seeing it plenty of times with the European CS. However, it only just recently got enabled for most use in the past, week?
Yeah, because it's finally been available now for public matchmaking. It's got a little more limelight. I mean, people can actively try out the weapon rather than just only using it in PCWs, and it's interesting because the UK scene will probably favour the weapon.
I would think so, especially the people who played CSS, right? So, in my mind, you've got Max, obviously played CSS, Pulse CSS as well. I think Robin did as well, and obviously Geordie Boy came from CSS too. So I would see those players picking it up, but it depends how often they'd use the MP7 as well, is the other part. And that bomb actually dropped into CT, I think. Oh no, or dead now. Guaranteed. Pulse last man alive. Can't really get anything done here. Rezu just racking up all the money.
That's a nice round from him, really. The new MP5 being donned. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of players in the UK scene use it. Like, I mean, fundamentally, everyone that played Source will probably bring it out just for same reason that I did, really. Like, you know, I've grabbed it, I've chucked it on. It's just one of those where it's like, all right, MP5's back. I might as well. Liked it in Source. I preferred the TMP.
TMP.
No? Dude, TMP was sick. What do you mean?
I definitely preferred the MP5. It was just that run gun potential, whereas the TMP, it was a bit aggro.
It was so good. I love the TMP.
Bit too much. So short control instantly taken by Endpoint straight from the get-go. That Xbox smoke lands. That's free for them, and obviously this round is being treated as a bit of a bonus for CeX. Even though Rezu got those 3 kills, he decided, I'm going to keep the gun, I'm going to get some grenades, and Murky opens up against Luzza. He wins the actual fight there. Luzza did not have an AWP though, so we won't add that to the tally just yet, in terms of head-to-head AWP battle. And Murky, look how aggressive that is.
Yeah, it's very aggro. Quite a pushed-up position to be playing with the AWP, as he does try and challenge the majority of these firefights. He's taken head so far. There's only 3 players left for Endpoint, the 3 Musketeers, and Thomas, Mike, Max, and Pulse. Probably the players you'd want left alive in a situation like this with rifles in their hands.
He sees Adanax. He was lining up the pop flash ready, but unfortunately I don't think it'll come in time. Depends, does Thomas actually check left here?
LS could go huge, Ben.
I don't think he will, although his teammate looks like he's going to be doing it.
It's a free kill.
Though, yeah. You got to be wondering, surely you get the player to check left first, and then you swing out. Unfortunately not. Max 1v5. You got to be thinking this goes towards CeX, and in a very, very one-sided way.
It's also the fact that round was very clean from them. They've now picked up 3 AKs in the end. They've literally made so much money. Where Rezu saved that money as well, and he hasn't really had to invest into anything. I mean, they've only taken 3 casualties over all 3 rounds so far. The cash is building pretty quickly.
As well.
Yeah, they're looking good.
It's looking very, very strong, and obviously Endpoint, no money really involved now. You've got some pistols being bought, no armor, a single flash from Max. Hoping for something big, and that nade will do quite a lot. Look at that. Oh.
That's really nice. And this level of aggression, I mean, if Murky is willing to bring this out now, obviously it's only against pistols into this round, but if he can actually keep that up versus the players that are on Endpoint, it's one of the things where we see a lot of the time people give him far too much respect when they play domestic games. if you're not going to be respecting him and just going in for these aggressive peaks, he might actually have their number. Because right now, he's just popping off.
Landing every shot, isn't he? So that's another kill for them. They should be able to get the plant, though. And that will guarantee that Luz will get that AWP next round to take on the vote. Because clearly Murky is affecting the map right now.
Yeah, he's having such a big effect in terms of the flow of the game. And Robin, last man alive, you can never really count him out. The Swedish superstar will get one as a consolation prize before he's traded back. And this is the first time I'm really going to get to see ZNX as well. I've heard
seen the name popping up every now and then.
But I've never really seen him play or seen him around.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he fits in. I'm not too sure what role he's actually playing in, is the other thing. So as I mentioned, Luzzer, that plant guaranteed he's able to get that AWP, full armor, and full grenades to all the other endpoint players as well. But Murky, you mentioned that aggression. Technically on that first buy round, he got the first kill to a short, and he re-aggressed. It was quite wild, and this is such a heavy A-side play. Unfortunately, they're blocking each other at the crossover.
Yeah.
So if a long tick had come in, they would have lost it completely, and you can tell by the map, they didn't even commit towards long. Instead, the double up on short. The question is, will Max actually... I think he might have spotted them with well, because they're checking for it. I think Nukejog did see him on radar with that jump. But surely if you're Max, you don't actually commit anyway towards that actual lineup. So the long take goes in, the two smokes to take it. Unfortunately for Endpoint, nobody is there. Potentially due to that mishap with blocking that crossover.
It was a bit of a weird one. Max actually just playing for that lurk as well. He can cut off the rotate here. Rezu, no reason to push through now though, as he will smoke it.
This is a good mind game for Max. He's made the potential for a short take to be happening. At the same time, they should be pushing up towards long here.
Oh,
Max, he's been closed in.
Oh, Max actually gets away with one frag though. That's pretty good, all things considered. I mean, there's 3 players peeking in together. They've now got that long control and they're sprinting up towards the site. Murky, in close range, how effective is his AWPing? Not at all. Goes down as Pulse will flick off his head. And they keep on pushing, Ben. They've got the site control. They're in a 3-on-2. It's a good position to be in for Endpoint.
Look at the nades that Rezu has. The nade, so close to killing Pulse right there, Goose. That Molotov should do the job. Forced into it, takes the peak, Rezu gets killed. So it's 2v2, but Luzzer, he's got that pit. Or he was in pit with the AWP, but the plant is not for him.
Luzzer gets the first pick. Does have to fall back now. It's a 1-on-1 versus Rezu. The plant isn't in a great spot. Spots out the head.
Good
The
flash.
flashbang comes in. He's going to turn for it.
He picked up the AWP for that.
Rezu grabs the AWP.
I guess he must have thought it would be a distance battle. He must not have known the plant was actually there. Unfortunately, that is what catches Endpoint off there. If Luzzer's in pit with the AWP, you've got to be thinking he wins the fight. Especially if the bomb was planted his side.
Endpoint notoriously have taken some bizarre losses in Prem.
Yes, yes they have. And normally it's that team that you'd normally consider finishing about 4th, if that. It's never the bottom team, but it's the 4th. Like,
yeah.
You know, Pat's Money Crew was the big one, wasn't it, on Train once. And even last season they took it as well.
London Lynx.
Exactly. And that was a one-sided affair too. 5-0 already here. You've got another bang round until you actually decide to possibly take a pause. And Murky was so close to getting that kill.
For Endpoint as well, Nilzinho has now been brought on as a coach. What's interesting about that is what effect is he going to have on the team? The last coaching role we saw as him was obviously Wind and Rain. Yep. Moved away from that after the team sort of had their whole rebrand and shuffle over. That's going to be an interesting one. For Neil, definitely an older style of approach to the game. A player that's been there since the very beginning, really, in some sort of sets of ways.
The interesting thing for me is just he's another voice in the team, right? So even if like experience comes in, LS taking one there, and that's a really good second kill. But do they expect? Oh, actually, Murky's already got killed this round as well, so they know he's in here.
Ooh.
And all he needs to do really is stay alive here. But I feel like he's going to take the fight. He's being so aggressive. Watching the smoke, he's even checking for it. Ooh. There's decent grenades for this retake, is what's quite good for CeX. So if a Molotov comes in the back right, especially when Luzzer uses his smoke, this could be very, very bad.
It's all about the timing.
They know exactly where that came from.
They have so many nades.
It goes into the back. He's going to have to die for this, Luzzer. He gets the kill towards Murky, but surely not. What?
Oh. Actually stayed alive for ages, was able to push back through. Rezu takes him down. It's all on Pulse. Pulse, he normally wins these, gets the first and the adjustment around. It's an easy headshot, and he shuts it down. So Endpoint, they finally get around the board. Pulse can save the AWP for Luzzer as well. But if they're going to turn the tide, it needs to start now, Ben. It might be a spooky month. They can't scare us this much.
I suppose so.
It's October, Ben.
It is October, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I've gone for the Skellington Grim Reaper.
Yeah. The Skellington Grim Reaper.
Yeah, Skellington. Jack Skellington. It's like, you know James Bond? When he's like, you know, hello, James Bond.
Skellington.
Yeah,
Jack.
Jack. Skellington.
So a good round there for Endpoint already. A Mach 10 actually got bought in that round by Thomas. You remember? I remember talking about it a lot during finals as well.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Just runs through with a Mach 10.
Bounds in.
That was actually a very... I was proud of Rob, our social media guy.
Oh, yeah.
Did a very good post for that one.
Yeah,
so
that was quite good.
Shout out to Rob.
So they've, again, Endpoint. So they take long, and they love faking this short take. But unfortunately, Murky's already AWPing it. But CeX, they've got plans at mid, right? ZNX and LS, they're thinking making a play. They might catch Endpoint off. If one of them goes towards lower, it might be some free kills. Unfortunately, though, as I mentioned, that long take and then baiting the short makes them think it's still an A play. Meanwhile, they're in B. So it's just Luz on this side of the map. If the bomb goes down, they get the kill on him at long. I think this is probably a save call. They'll keep double up, perhaps. Unfortunately, just run straight into LS. That actually might force the issue. The bomb's only just been planted. This is still winnable.
What's left in the 3-on-3? They can try and go for the retake. They all have kits. They do have utility to play with as well, as they're going to slowly push their way back up. ZNX seems to be the man to go first. Max just playing from behind the box, but they've lost Robin. As a bad player to lose as well. He's quite useful in the clutch rounds for him. Max has to reposition. They've got no utility left apart from that one Molotov that's been dished out and tried to delay time from the tunnels push. Max does actually get the frag from quite a distance, and they don't realize where Thomas was playing from. So Murky, it's fight or flight now, Ben. He can't really win the round. He just needs to try and play for the exits, but he's being tagged up. Max could kill him. Oh, he misses as well.
That was Max, actually. So aggressive. But the main thing, I suppose, is that they did commit to that retake, but it wasn't very coordinated. No. Right? You know, so he committed running through that Molotov, but his teammates should have been there. Like, as soon as he hears that Molotov getting thrown, they should have been going, okay, I'm going through it. Okay, we're going to come through as well. Because that way, there's complete chaos on that side, right? You know, Thomas was able to get the drop in the player who ran through the door, and Murky was left in a horrible situation. A lot better rounds, though. Max holding the up, I imagine, because of the spawn that Uzza had. So that full long take comes in again. CeX not planning to fight long, by the looks of things this game.
No, they've been very reserved on how they've been playing it. They've basically been given that long control for free and situating everyone towards the site. This time they just go for a big info play. They're going to backstab. And it depends on the timing here as well, because Thomas is there. Where is Thomas's gun?
Did he...
I don't understand where Thomas's gun's gone.
I reckon he's dropped a gun and not realised... bought his grenades and realised he didn't...
Yeah.
He must have dropped it somewhere. He's only got $100.
Because he must have run back to spawn as well.
Yeah, he was late. So he's got $100, so he must have done something. He must have just dropped a naked by mistake, and then the person's ran off with it. And Robin, in this case, would be that player, I think, because he's got 1750. That's an interesting one.
Because they have money, they had money for it. Max has still got 4K. I mean, luckily enough, they're able to take the site and not really be contested. It is only Yiko.
He could have a field day if he were to rush them.
Yeah.
He has head armor. It would be quite an interesting battle.
Just sprint at them like a pistol round.
Here he goes. So the actual call has been made. Ooh!
Wello. That
definitely wasn't anywhere near him, was it?
It didn't even feel like it was on him. And the way it hit his body, that's outrageous.
He's turned the complete way that he would normally be looking, and Robin, nice little one tap in return.
Standard. They talk about his one taps, his headshots.
Headshot machine.
Headshot machine. Shut up, old noob. I reckon that's what we should do, Ben. Just voice clips from pros. Like, you know, we'll scour through, find all the FPLC talk.
And get a nice board in.
Yeah, we could, oh yes, definitely.
And just press buttons.
That'd be great. Like, someone makes a call. Shut up, old noob.
So they've started getting back into this game. And Murky gets dropped and up again, so that seems to be the key focus for them by the looks of things. And I'm not surprised considering how it was going early on. And Thomas does have a gun this time. They've made sure he has an AK.
Which is good. Always an improvement to actually have a weapon in your hands. And once again, look at how lax they're playing towards long. The only player that's actually going to clear it is Rezu, and he's on his own.
He's risking a wide face there from Pip.
That was so exposed. Yeah. I don't know why he took so long.
So Pulse in recent, past week or so, he's been playing really, really well. I was looking at some of the games that they've been playing, and he was top of the scoreboard, and quite a few of them playing really, really strong. And it seems to be it's a nice thing to see. Yeah. Because he's had so many situations where he's just had a lot of downtime in performance, kind of getting down on his own play as well.
I think, yeah, the shame is for Pulse, for a player like Reese, is that he knows how well he can perform.
Yeah.
And he's had so many chances.
He does take it to heart as well.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because he's never really been able to get back into that position, say like with Easy Skins, you know, where they dream at London Run, they tried. because he's never been back into that position, he's definitely taken it to heart. But if we can see a return to form, the Cuban Cigars can definitely be an effective player, but not into this round. Nuke Dog overthrows him, but luckily enough, they do have a wild Luzzer to try and strike back, Ben, as it falls all onto Mighty Max in a 1-on-2. 45 seconds left on the clock. He is dinking people up. Can he actually frag them? Of course he can, as he will punish each and every one of them. I don't know how they've given him the 1v1s there.
3 1v1s. Like, so, you know, Rezu was on short. He was half health from that earlier bit. And then for some reason, he's trying to bail out instead of joining his teammate on the floor. He could have jumped over earlier. But Endpoint take another round. And I've got to say, it's part of the reason, like, is them giving up long. Right? Yeah. You know, you give them long, and you're not doing much else on the map.
Well, especially as well, you're falling back towards site. Rezu, he just wanted to get on site. All he should have done is get on site straight away, hide. He went for such a long delayed backpedal while spamming. If anyone would have peeked, one shot from the AK would have killed him. I mean, luckily he tries to redeem himself a little bit. Didn't quite have the reach there. Little T-Rex.
Yeah, it was because of that flashbang. It always breaks the game when you try and grab an AK or press E on anything where there's like a grenade in the way. So that's a nice kill to get early on in the round, because it does just throw Endpoint's current plan off.
I like to see the fact he gave Murky the AK as well.
Yeah, personally, I prefer if ZenX did have it, but he's on the other side of the map. Technically, this gun internal should go to ZenX as well. He should be screaming, "I have armor."
Yeah, give me the gun.
Give me the AK.
There we go.
Give gun. But unfortunately...
Old noob.
Okay, here we go. So it depends how do they actually angle this. So they Molotov tunnels instead. I imagine Les is going to look at it all the way from back to plat. So this should be a save for CEX. Not ideal start.
No.
Should be able to grab that gun though. But, you know, you consider they'll have a buy round next round. This is the 5th round loss in a row as well. 3,400 now, coming in. Just hold Endpoint in, because they've not had very clean rounds when they've won. Even on the Econs, they still lost 1 or 2 players.
The annoying fact is, though, Rezu goes for that face against Luz, who had more.
That gun.
Yeah, they have to try and go get that gun, but not only that, they now have a free exit path through tons if they want. The only player that says LS, just to get the headshot off with the P250.
He's got a flash as well, he can delay them. He just needs to throw that flash backwards and take the fight. So afraid.
He's spooked, man.
Is it because it's October?
It is, yeah, it is because it's October. That's right, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Get it?
I get it.
Halloween, Ben.
We've got another like 3.5 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's coming.
Spooktober, yeah.
Good. Good, Ben. That's what we need. Little giggles in the background. That's why I do this job. Okay, how loud the room can lie. That's how I gauge how well we're doing.
Yeah, instead of actually becoming an actual stand-up.
Yeah, well, this kind of is, you know... Well, I'm sat down, actually. Oi.
At an event, you'll stand up, so.
That's true.
Maybe.
Oi, yeah, depends.
Maybe.
If chairs are available. Well, they have gone for their first pause. And this is actually going to be CEX, because they've, you know, they finally started losing rounds. So for Endpoint, they were able to sort of confidence ball it, not use their pause, be able to get themselves back into it.
It was on that string though, wasn't it? 5-0. Yeah. It's like that last buy round.
You go over the edge, it's like, all right.
6-0 is where you've probably had 2, maybe 3 buy rounds. And that's when you start thinking, okay, we need to change something. But unfortunately for them, they got 5 rounds straight back. And now CEX are wondering, what do we need to do? And obviously the big hole in the map I mentioned was long.
Yes.
They've not taken long at all when they've had guns.
Well, there's been no presence whatsoever.
Only when they're on ecos, which is quite a weird one to go for.
You're not even going to win those fights.
But if you're not taking long, you're taking short. At least go aggressive in tunnels or something. You know, somewhere else on the map. Guarantee you can have 4 players towards that A site.
Try follow it up with something.
You know, I know Max has been lurking on lower. They should know that as well because he got that kill on the, I think it was the 4th round or 3rd round.
Well, he's been seen there enough times now.
Yeah.
And Rezu should have that info
Here comes
as well.
that battle at long though. Committing more players towards it. Murky and Nuke Dog on the corner. They're being flashed in, but it's going to be too late. They're crowded.
Oh. Okay, Nuke Dog pushes straight through. There is a gap in the smoke, and they realise this. They're not going to push out. Rezu actually gets dinked down to 29 as well. So the battle towards long
really good flash. Luz is going to get the drop on him. He's missed.
How does Luz not hit that?
He's missed again.
That should have been the double as well as they retreat, Ben.
That's so unlike him, if I'm honest. That's, you know, shots he would land pretty much every day.
He's not done his AWP DM today.
I don't think anybody does. It's a horrible thing to do.
No.
I would not advise it.
It's free for all AWP DM.
I suppose if you're AWP, this is AWP. And Reese, he's following that up again. I mentioned he's playing well. 3 kills straight on short, and he's not been even hit. So it's, you know, CX lose that battle along. 100% right there. But then they half commit. It's always the worst thing to do.
See, you see where Pulse is playing well, Ben? Mm-hmm. The Reese Mars Cuban Cigars, right now I'd say he's lit. Can we get that done? Can we get a social picture of Reese's face on the end of a cigar that's like lit as if, you know, and it just says Reese Mars, sick 3K, it's lit.
For some reason, I thought you were trying to like get a fireometer or something on them, so like when they're playing well, they're on fire. Like their health bar thing lights up. Yeah,
that'd be an interesting one. Just a cigar that slowly burns. And then, yeah, when he plays badly, always ash.
He gets a kill, it increases.
Yeah,
it's like a power-up bar.
Power cigar. Gets lengthier. Great.
So that pause didn't really help CeX. They clearly had that plan in motion, right, to fight long. But unfortunately, it doesn't go their way. They half commit. That's the worst thing as well in CS, especially if somebody tells you to do something, either you all commit or none of you commit.
Don't do things by halves.
Yeah, so now they're forced into this situation now where they need to just get rounds on the board. Rezu on an MP5, we mentioned Source players probably will pick that up more. And the boost short's coming through, so they hear that long take coming out. Nuke Dog gets boosted, as well as Rezu. And I feel like they need to force something. Pulse is going to be in tunnels this time. They need to do something. Just if you kill him, you know it's going to be towards A long. And Murky's not started this rush really well at all.
Oh, Murky. Well, he brought down 22 HP. I mean, luckily enough, he has the AWP, so Bogdan's Law can come into effect. And this is a big info play as well, though. Both of the players pushing out through tons now. They should realise there's been a player lurking. Yeah, it is going to be Pulse this time.
And that's not helped out. The long take's coming through. They need to be quicker on that actual attempt towards B tunnel. And instead, look at the position on Pulse.
Slow.
He's managed to get out mid.
And no one's going to push through either. So Pulse gets a free kill. We can now turn on them. Gets the pepper spray down. Luckily enough, he will be traded back, but it is a 2-on-4. They're outnumbered. They don't have much health. ZNX just needs to save as well because he invested so much into his nades. Luckily, he holds towards long and will get that kill, but it's all on him now, and they can hunt. Endpoint can try and find him. They'll have a bit of read on where he is. Lazar has a ton of money. The rest of them, it's a little bit all over the shop, but they've got cash to play with. If they can kill ZNX, this would be huge.
Thomas saw him. The Molot's going to come through. Forced out. Dead. 7-5. CeX. I've got to be thinking you have to either make a board or you have to go much more aggressive and quicker. Is the thing, isn't it? Like, you know, we could see that play happening towards Pulse, but it was just so slow. Like, I understand trying to get the drop on him, but you should just be going straight aggressive from the start of the round. Maybe send Murky there with a rifler. Just go straight into tunnels from the get-go.
Ben, what do you think about Counter-Strike Cluedo?
Counter-Strike Cluedo?
Yeah, the idea would be like, you know...
Dust 2 maps.
Yeah,
and then
map
you have
Dust
different
2,
rooms.
yeah, so it'd be like, was it Mighty Max with the P250 on long?
It's an interesting one, yeah.
I'm going to pitch it to Valve. I think.
Well, they've already started that trading card, or the cards game, haven't they, for Dota 2?
What's Counter-Strike Yu-Gi-Oh? You get 5 pieces, you build a Mighty Max. You've got Mighty Max, the Forbidden One. Yeah, the Dota 2 card game.
He's just run through door.
He's just run through door. He's run through door, mate. You can't help it. You just can't. I love that. I love the fact that always happens for the first game of every season. And it's just always the best.
That was a nicer version, though. She just ran through doors.
Just run through doors.
Normally it's somebody raging at their teammate or just the game in general.
He's just sad.
He's just run through doors.
I mean, God help him.
It's like Gordon Ramsay in sad. Like, where's the lamb sauce? It's like,
what are you?
Run through doors.
An idiot door. Just an AWP on either side of someone's face. What are you? An idiot AWPer.
Endpoint is such a good position, though. Lazar's not really had to buy anything.
Back in full force.
Lazar's not had to buy in like 6 rounds so far. He's just been able to live it out. And Murky, that's an opening kill, and they've not lost the player in return instantly. That's probably the first time in probably about 6 rounds, maybe. Maybe 7. But look how quick this play is from Endpoint. They recognise we need to make a play. Straight up mid B. And Rezu, he's going to have to boost it, but that flash has slowed them down so much. And LS, he dies in B.
Oh.
Max actually did
trading all over the place. Yeah, they're out left in a 3 versus 3 on either side as the B site has been claimed. Endpoint have stuck their flag in and trying to see if they can actually lock this one down. Mighty Max on this angle. If they don't suspect it, he could get the drop on him. He's got a good headshot angle. They walk straight into him. Rezu. It felt like he should have gone for it.
Yeah. You know, you wide peek or you shoulder peek it.
You don't just walk out, but Nuke Dog doesn't trade it back. Murky with the AWP in his hand. They have no real reason to peek him. He's fired a shot as well, so they know where they are. This is going to be an Endpoint round.
Unless the retake comes in quick. It will be that nice round, but it looks like Murky's already on the way out. He's gone.
He's had enough.
Pulled all the way out, 9-5. Kind of sounded like Ian Beale, didn't it? Thinking about it. He runs through door.
I've got nothing left. He's run through door.
I think the worst bit is we don't know who said that.
I don't know who it was.
I can't remember who it was that died.
Yeah. It could have been anyone. That's what makes it so
it's not Rezu.
No.
Because we can recognise. Like,
I would have known the voice.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't anyone from Endpoint.
Yeah.
It wasn't Resi. See, it's like Cluedo, Ben.
Who did it?
Yeah.
Who did it where?
Yeah.
It was through the door.
With the orb, through the door. Was it LS?
Oh, the 4 auto snipers of AWP.
Oh no.
He doesn't even get hit. He was the only player to cross.
Max gets tagged.
Look how quick Luz is going across there. He might be able to get this kill depending on... Okay, the Molotov should hold him back, but remember the angles. If you're closest to Molotov with certain settings, you can actually see through it perfectly fine. So it depends. If LS smokes this, he can potentially get a really good situation. If he doesn't, it could go very badly very quick. And Pulse has actually kept that auto sniper. I approve of that.
It's a good move. Can definitely be an effective weapon when it's in the hands of an FCO as the push comes through. They should get this first frag. It is going to be fairly easy. LS goes down, and they go for the straight-up face as well. Murky has clear vision to get the opening pick as he will punish Lazza, but they're holding them back.
Nate!
Look at that. That's a bouncer.
That's beautiful.
Oh, Pulse!
Through a bit of the floor.
That's filth, Ben.
This is the last round of the half, though. They need to retake this, and I can't see it going well.
It doesn't
Considering
look like
it's
it.
B site, you're undemand. And look at Robin's just charged straight through. It's just a matter of time, really, isn't it? Although that kill's probably edged them a bit further, but it's just, there's 15 seconds on this bomb.
You've got to go for it right now if you're going to win this round. Pulse, he hears them push through the door, but he has no clear vision. No one's going to peek as well. They have no idea where they are. They played this perfectly. It should just be easy for the peeks to come out. Murky's on the bomb, but he couldn't see that one coming. I guess his glasses were a bit murky. Ben.
They could be.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if he wears glasses.
I don't know.
Let's imagine he does.
And that they were murky.
And yeah, they're a bit murky. Bit foggy. It's like he'd opened the oven and the steam had hit him. Yeah.
It's 10-5. CeX once led this game 5-0. Now they're losing 10-5.
Not anymore. Okay.
It's a big fall from the spots that they did have in this map. And I can't imagine it's going to get much better. Because Endpoint, they seem to have got a grip in this game fully, and they're so confident. Like, we saw them chasing so many fights there.
Yeah.
It feels like they're just going to take this fully.
Well, Pulse is popping off.
Max is playing well as well. Lazza,
He was a bit right now, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
his low game
pick
is
up the
probably
AWP
quite
in
high.
that point, and it's like, it's fine. Like, we can kind of cover around you. Yeah, sure, if he was going to be able to get countless picks on that T side, that would have been nice, as the AWP can do a lot on Dust 2. But CT side, as long as he's got confidence, there's so many angles of attacks. And it's also, it's a little bit more like, he has choice now on the CT side here. He can roam a bit. So that might give him some confidence back to actually find the picks he needs. And they don't need that many more rounds, but I mean, they need 6 to close it out. If they win pistol, this could be a very fast game for him.
I think the only player that was playing, I'm going to say poorly, but by stats, at least you'd say poorly, it was Thomas. I think he had 3 kills, 10 deaths. It was one of those games, I think, for him where he sees everyone else being able to get the big multi-kill rounds. So you see that 4-11. He sees everyone else getting these multi-kills, and he unfortunately just can't get it, make it happen. And it looks like this is going to be a heavy play towards long. Max is there to support Lazza. One flash comes in, the counter flash is coming over. How aggressive is Lazza going to be? He's seen all 4 of them.
He gets the first.
They were
They're
still
all blind.
Ooh.
All of them dabbing as they come out long, Ben.
But they've got nothing to get Max out here, technically. There's no grenades, there's no Molotov. They have to push up and try to kill him, but he's got support. It's a very big ask.
Rob is just going to take these fights as well. He's so keen for it. Everyone's so low. It's just a matter of time. I mean, they've all been tagged multiple times. Max has a field day with this as he'll pick up 2. It is left in a close situation. I mean, ZNX would have had to ace it if he wanted to win the round, but he does go down. Robin will put him in an early grave, and that is the 11th round picked up for Endpoint. And this is not good at all for CEX. If they win the next 2 conversion rounds, they only need 3 rounds. This game could be theirs in a matter of seconds.
For sure, and you can see Max there, 20 kills, Pulse 14. Robin and Lazza both on 9.
So a little bit interesting. They have gone for the 4 SMG setup, but it's very varied in what SMGs they're actually going to buy.
Yeah.
For the MP9, the UMP, double MP5, the double nade as well.
Hate to say that.
It's not what you want to be on the receiving end of.
And ZNX dies in tunnel as well. They do have 3 deals, so you can't count the round out, but you got to be saying, it's not a very high chance of winning, right?
You can try and count them out now. They've been detected as well. As soon as Nuke Dog misses the first shot, it's going to be so hard. You can push through. Sure, they only have SMGs apart from Pulse's Famous, but they still have better range than you when you're pushing out like this. It's going to be so staggered. They can just spam you up.
Yeah, Lazza will probably take this fight just because He's just that confident right now. He's fine with doing it, especially with Robin behind. He'll probably close it around right here. 12-5, and we should see another conversion similar to that one. We might see CeX try and do something orchestrated in some way. So you can see Rezu, he's instigating that. I've got a smoke and a flash. It might just be a B rush. If it's a B rush though, this could be very bad. Rezu's the one who has the spawn. It's probably a B rush. Thomas's normal play towards tunnel. He will Molotov the tunnel entrance, and he faces behind it, and he just sprays into the smoke. He doesn't have a Molotov, and this time it's Pulse. Pulse is going to Molotov the tunnel. In fact, he's playing so far back. It's actually the lower rush.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Thomas nearly got the ace as well. Lazar gets the first and the closing frags. It's like you know, the bookend. So
the bookend.
Thomas is the book.
Yeah.
So he's 3 books in the middle. Goosebumps books.
Yeah.
This is October, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And then Lazar is the bookends on the left and right. But they're like special Goosebumps.
Closing him in.
Yeah, closing him in ones.
I'm sad that I built up that round from what Thomas normally does, and then he just runs slow and kills them.
And just, yeah, it kills them all.
Not great.
Nice early nades coming out. A little bit of splash damage done. The shrapnel will rip its way through Nuke Dog and ZNX.
So Leza knows we forced them away from long, we have control. I'll take short, and then you can see Pulse there. He's spotting through the doors. And you also have Robin spotting towards mid B as well. It's a big kill. He's not even dropped either. He's ready to take another fight. That was quite smart though. He waited for Robin to actually throw another flash to peek again, and he gets the kill. But at the same time, they're pushing into B, so it's just not cohesive, is it?
No.
It's a bit of everything at the same time, right? It's like a really crappy roast dinner. Bit of everything at the same time, but it's, you know, not the good bits.
Yeah. You've got 4 Yorkshire puds.
I have about 8.
There you go. You've got 1 really big Yorkshire pud that encases the entire dinner.
Oh, where's the big ones? I have 4.
There you go.
Yeah. I have 4. Do you know what I do, actually? I put all the veg and stuff inside the Yorkshire pudding, and I put the meat on top of it.
Yeah, like a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
Parcel.
Literally, like a nice little pudding. It's lovely.
There you go. The SEO special. It's like Gordon Ramsay.
It's exactly like
It's legit. That's what he's known for, is the old SEO pudding. Gordon Ramsay.
So the B retake has been called. Obviously, Pulse picks up that orb, and he gives away B because he's just like, okay, I'll leave it. Because Thomas decided, I'm not going to play B this game. He wants kills. He's trying to catch up to everyone else. He's already on 10 now as well.
Oh, and he's doing so much damage with nades. Unfortunately, Murky, wields that P250 like it's got an AWP on it. He will be able to frag out. Gets the first kill. CEX are quite low, though. Murky's the only one with a real gun. And he's just down on 18 HP. He's going to hold on to it. Doesn't pass it over to ZNX, who has armor. Here comes the kills as Mighty Max go 1 Lazar.
Collateral?
Gets the double kill. Yeah, the collateral.
He killed the guy at the back of the car.
There you go. You could tell him reinforcing that by spamming.
Yeah, he's like, I killed him here. My bicep got him all the way over there.
Boys, I bicep curled and it killed them both.
Phenomenal stuff. And we're already on match point.
And look at this. Thomas goes for the SEO Doughty special.
Oh, nice. Although it's, I prefer the CSS one, of course.
Yeah.
But they did break it. It used to be accurate in mid-air for 1 bullet.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was 2. I proved that in a video. That was an interesting one.
That way.
Yeah. So CeX are currently standing to potentially lose 16 rounds in a row.
Which is not great, because
It's not ideal.
that's how you lose the game.
Normally, yeah. He doesn't get away. So that, you know, the outside gets 1 kill. Not fantastic. But Lez is here, and so are his 2 comrades.
Ooh, and they've got the double AWP set up to play with as well. 1 on Pulse.
Oh, another
Pulse is actually a very good AWPer. Proven there as they line up for him, Ben. And that's got to be the deal sealed. Surely this is the game done. LS is the last one remaining, because LS stands for Last Survivor. But soon he will be dead. There we have it, Ben. He has been killed. Robin has found the final frag. So with back-to-back collateral kills with the AWPs, 1 on Lazar, 1 on Pulse, they close it out, and they do actually win the game there. So Endpoint picking up their first win of the season in a pretty record time. It was actually very, very